This video is going to demonstrate how to produce cross-tabulations in SPSS. We are using the GSS 2006 data to produce crosstabs, and I'm going to walk you through how to produce a bivariate table. The first thing you want to do is go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and then here you can find the crosstabs procedure. You can go down to crosstabs, click on crosstabs. And I have set up my dialog box so it shows data names, not data labels. And what you want to do is you want to specify a variable for the row box, and you will want to specify a variable for the columns box. We're going to look at the relationship between support for a legal abortion for a woman who is married but does not want any more children. The variable is no more. So, oops. And we are going to place that variable in the rows box because we want to predict that variable, so it's our dependent variable. And we're going to use the religion variable, the religious affiliation variable, which is relig, R-E-L-I-G. And we're going to place that in the columns box because that is our independent variable. So we're going to use religion to predict support for a legal abortion for a woman who is married. So we have both of those variables in their appropriate boxes. And remember, you always want to make sure your independent variable goes in the columns box and your dependent variable goes in the rows box. By default, SPSS is going to display for us the count in each cell of the table. This is going to provide frequencies. Normally, what you're going to want to do is ask SPSS to also provide percentages. And in order to do that, we need to go over to the cells box on the right-hand side of this dialog box and click on cells, and a new dialog box will pop open. We want to make sure we percentage the table based on the independent variable or the predictor variable. That variable in this case is religious affiliation. So when you ask SPSS to provide percentages, make sure you ask for percentages in the columns. If you ask for percentages in the rows, then SPSS will percentage the table using the rows and not the columns. Click on Continue and then paste your syntax, and you can highlight your syntax and run it, and SPSS will produce your output. I'm going to make it so it's a little bit easier to see. The variable religion is a nominal variable, and the values are things like Protestant, Catholic, Jewish, none, other, Buddhist, Hindu, etc. The dependent variable is also a nominal variable because it's a yes-no outcome. SPSS is displaying both the count and the column percentage in this bivariate table. So you can see how each combination lines up. So we can see the number and the percentage of Protestants who said yes, and we can see the number and percentage of Protestants who said no, right there. And you can do this for Catholic, you can do this for Jewish, none, other, Buddhist, etc. So you can look at each individual box. You can slide the bar down to look all the way down the table. Row totals and column totals are supplied automatically in SPSS, and the overall total is also supplied. So that's down here. This is the number of respondents who answered both questions. So individuals who only responded to the question about religion and not the question about feelings about illegal abortion are not in this particular table, and the respondents who only responded to the question about whether or not they think it's okay to have a legal abortion, but they didn't respond to religion, are also not in the table. So this table only reflects people who answered both questions, which is why we have only 1,916 people, and we have a bunch of missing cases. So people didn't respond to one or the other. So the table shows great differences in support across religious categories for a legal abortion for a married woman who does not want any more children. A majority of Protestants, Catholics, and others, Hindus, Muslims, and others, oppose abortions in this instance. But a majority of Jews, Buddhists, and the non-religious support abortion. You can think about these findings and decide whether or not you think these differences are surprising or if they're consistent with your understanding of the social world.